Dale Jr. has announced that he is no longer under contract at NBC. Is that the type of thing that can really detract new NASCAR viewers after watching Full Speed, where he was an executive producer, and really just ruin it for all of us, including now the NBC broadcast? We'll talk about next on Stuck in the Catchfence. Welcome in. My name is Ryan Peters. Thanks for tuning in to this version of Let's Talk About It. Dale Jr. has announced that he is no longer under contract with NBC. He currently will not be broadcasting any race, at least on TV, from what we know right now. And I want to talk to you guys. Will it have an impact on you? Do you enjoy Dale Jr. in the booth? Will it hurt the overall broadcast package not having him there if indeed he does not reach a contract? So, what was said about this on the Dale Jr. download, which a lot of people do listen to, including myself, and enjoy, the actions detrimental with Denny Hamlin. I enjoyed Door Bumper Clear from time to time and the Dale Jr. download. But a lot of people noticed that something was different. Full episodes of the Dale Jr. podcast were on YouTube. That's never been the case before. They've always been bits and pieces, and they streamed wholly on Peacock. So, right then, without knowing anything already, we knew something was different when it comes to Dale Jr.'s media side of things with Dirty Mo Media. Well, he then went on to explain that he is no longer under contract. He actually, according to Sportsnot, had this to say right here. My contract with NBC is up, Earnhardt said on the Dale Jr. download. It was up at the end of the last year. I'm currently working through what that looks like for me. I definitely love being in the broadcast booth and want to continue doing that. We've had some great conversations with all of NASCAR's TV partners. My home and my love is at NBC, and I'd love to be back with them, so we'll see where it goes. But right now, I really don't have a job in terms of broadcasting. Now, I think what's clear there is a couple things. Number one, he doesn't have a contract. He says it, and we've seen things, fall through after that, precipitate from that of him no longer having a deal with NBC/Peacock, whether it comes to his podcast or the fact that he just simply won't be on television this year. Number two, he is also alluding to the fact that he is talking to other people at NASCAR and through their partnerships. Now, why that's important is because this is the last year of the regular TV rights deal. So is Dale Jr. talking to the CW? Is he talking to Turner? Is he talking to Amazon? Is he trying to get a package deal where he's with all of those? That could be the situation. I know somebody that I really like in media, and actually got a picture with him last night, was Robbie Hummel. He's been on ESPN, Big Ten Network, Fox, NBC. He's done all kinds of things as a color commentator. And when you're good enough at what you do, really, you can set the contract to how you want. And I think Dale Jr. has really been that. In terms of broadcasting, maybe people don't like the way that I broadcast, or maybe there's things that people do that don't like the way other people's broadcast. We've done episodes on this show about how Fox's broadcast has really hurt what we think could be the overall package for fans when it comes to enjoying the NASCAR product. Not taking itself seriously, still using those silly superhero things and the goofy grid walk and things, all the different things that happen with the NASCAR production at Fox. I think really when it became evident that the Fox broadcast was going downhill was losing two really stalwarts there, even though one wasn't there very long, and losing Jeff Gordon, the one that wasn't there very long, and then losing Darrell Waltrip. It just seemed like things really started to go downhill, losing those two influences. What NASCAR has really needed is somebody that is ingrained in this sport, discussing this sport, and more importantly, probably the most important thing, loves this sport, breathes this sport. Dale Jr. is that person. It's funny because in my life, growing up, I was born in 1990, so I got to watch Jeff Gordon, I got to watch Dale Jr. really through their primes, and I was not a fan of either. And what's interesting is I'm never a fan of Kevin Harvick either. We'll see how he does this year on Fox. But listening to these guys talk about NASCAR versus race and NASCAR, I've been able to put aside my differences on my fandom and really come to enjoy them talking about the sport that I love. The reason why I'm here with you guys here on this episode of Stuck in the Catchfence. Them resonating with me has put perspective on how I can bring that same type of passion, enjoyment, and emotion to you. And hopefully that comes through during these shows. But if NASCAR loses that, and we got to remember that Dale Jr. was the executive producer of Full Speed at Netflix, which looks like it's going to be a great hit. Now, if they know that Dale Jr. was one of the people not only on Full Speed, produced Full Speed, but also helped broadcasting, he's not there. That's just another thing that NASCAR really is going to have a hard time dealing with. So I hope, and I really, really hope, I can't say this with enough, that we're steering NASCAR can steer content towards people like Dale Jr. in terms of Dirty Mo Media, if he is indeed not in the booth. But when not having Dale Jr. in the booth will be a very, very, very big void that I'm not sure that anybody can fill. Now, there's a ton of personalities at NBC. You got Jeff Burton, you got Rick Allen, Steve Letarte, and others. There's a multitude of people there. They even bring in Mike Bagley from MRN Radio, which I think is a brilliant choice with the way that Mike is able to illustrate and call a race. But filling the biggest void, at least emotionally, will be the most difficult thing that NASCAR and NBC will do if they do not have Dale Jr. Dale Jr. watches and is able to communicate the race the way that I, as a fan at the track, would do. Is it the most professional at times? Absolutely not. Sure. But we also need to have somebody that enjoys watching what they're watching, because a lot of that is lost in today's, I don't know if PC is the right word, but able to sit down like I'm with a friend and going, let's enjoy something that we really, really enjoy together. I think that's the reason why Dick Vitale is loved by a lot of people, is because he is able to engage the audience with his passion of basketball. Bill Rafferty is able to engage his audience with a passion of basketball. Other people have been able to do the same. Maybe Gus Johnson is the only play-by-play announcer that's able to engage his audience with the emotion of what it is that we're watching. Sports are an emotional thing. Sports are an investment that you want to think that the people doing it as their job are able to portray it to you and have as much fun with it as possible. Dale Jr. brings that. With the Fox broadcast suffering so much the way it has, unable to fill the voids of Jeff Gordon and Daryl Waltrip, and using it with people like Danica Patrick and at times the unbearable to listen to Clint Boyer. And again, I like Clint, but Clint can't be the main show. Can NBC fill that void? Again, this does say that it is currently not with a contract. So there's a total possibility that Dale Jr. could have a contract by the time that this video even reaches your ears. But what we do know is that since the end of the NASCAR season, he does not have one. And I think the most important thing that could happen for NBC and NASCAR, if they want a continuation of what they've built so far on the NBC side, which I do think they've built a really good product, is allowing the most recognizable name, one of the biggest ambassadors to the sport, and someone who genuinely loves being a part of NASCAR, as it is in his blood just as much as his Earnhardt last name. So this would be a huge blow if we do not get to see the North Carolina country dulcet tones of Dale Earnhardt Jr. on our TVs on Sundays. And you know, who doesn't remember, Dale Jr. yelling out slide job, or it just, I mean, the emotion that came out of that, and the impact that it had as you on your edge of your seat or standing up watching it, you know, those type of calls are the ones not scripted that Dale Jr. is able to produce. And for somebody like me, a fan, it would be sorely missed if somebody that I could not stand watching on Sundays is no longer on my TV on Sundays whenever it's the NBC portion of the latter part of the year. So I hope Dale Jr. and NASCAR get something worked out. If they don't get something worked out, I hope that NASCAR really pushes the product of Dale Jr. We need pioneers, we need ambassadors of this sport. We need casual fans listening to the stories and what's happening on Sundays by these people. And Dale Jr. is maybe not made the landmarks that he thought he could make, or definitely the inability, which nobody probably could, of living up to Dale Sr. But what he's done for the sport off the track is the reason why he's in the Hall of Fame. He has made it enjoyable to be a NASCAR fan by somebody who is down to earth and loves the sport just as much as we, the fans. So I hope he's back. I hope that they find a deal, and I hope that NASCAR continues to partner with him. In the meantime, he's doing a great job producing some of the best content in terms of listenability, visibility, things of that nature. And again, I would love for you to listen to Stuck in the Catchfence, but I enjoy the other things that Dale Jr. has brought when it comes to actions detrimental, door bumper clear, now the tear down with Jordan Bianchi and his partner. Um, all kinds of things that they're able to do. I soak up as much information as I can. I'm not at the track on a daily basis. I'm just a guy that sits here in front of you guys and tries to produce the same amount of content from my perspective, but I love getting a professional perspective as well. So we're going to have a weekly show. That'll probably be, what's today? Today, this will be Thursday. You're listening to this. So we will probably have a weekly show on Friday. I'll probably go live with that. It's going to be my predictions. Do we want to do predictions for the year? So we'll see. We'll see. I might save the weekly show. We'll see what happens in terms of news. Hasn't been a lot of news this week. We might just get another, you know, let's talk about it episode. I got a few different things that I've been wanting to go through, especially with Chase Elliott. So I might drop that on Friday. I guess you guys will see it first. So, but again, I appreciate it. If you ever want to check out where you can find us at on Stuck in the Catchfence, here you go: Facebook, Patreon, and Rumble. Those are different avenues to enjoy the content that here at Stuck in the Catchfence produce. And I also will be doing a FanDuel series of different things that you guys can participate with me, where we fill out lineups on a weekly basis for the entire year. I'll put that in the description here on the upcoming episode for Friday. So that will be down there as well, as long as FanDuel has made championships available. But my name is Ryan Peters. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. One more week, baby, until we're at Daytona. Let's get it. We'll see you next time. Stuck in the Catch Fence. God bless.